wasn't my mom awesome in the movie?
Yeah.
Great, right? She was like, during the first movie when Sarah and I were like in the bottom of our seats being like, oh God, we're so out of tune, whatever. My mom was like, you sound great, you look great. And then the Indian movie came on and my mom was like, anyway, Sarah, you talk about how Mom and you and I are best friends.
It's really strange because we're 31, and I know that sometimes it doesn't seem like we've aged, but we have. And it's so,
I think I'm maturing.
It's different. No, but you know, the longer, like, the more time that passes from when I was a teenager, and that relationship of like mother and daughter and high school, junior high, all that stuff, like it's actually starting to like fade for me. Like I actually think less and less about it, and I also see it less clearly and probably objectively. And and now my relationship with my mom is like a completely new relationship. You know, you still have like patterns, and you still have connections and all of those types of things, but it's really challenging for me to insert myself back into the teenage body that would like slam the door and like cry and like listen to music and dance around in my room and just act like a yahoo. And then how that human connected with the adult human who raised me. Like it's harder for me to put myself in that position now. And thankfully we had like our mom is awesome. Our parents are awesome, and they were really open, and we talked a lot. And there was a healthy amount of discipline, but then there was also a healthy amount of
media training.
There was a healthy amount of discipline, but there was also a healthy amount of like understanding of like what we were going through. Like my mom was totally the type of mom who was like, you're grounded, you're never gonna see the light of day. But then she was also like, oh my God, when I was a teenager, we used to listen to Led Zeppelin and like get high and like drive around. And so when we would get in trouble, we would be like, but you did it too. And she would be like, yes, that's true, but still you're grounded forever. So I'm very disappointed in you. But this one, okay, well, now that you're grounded, let me just sit you down and tell you this story about when... That's basically it. That was the end of that. That was it.
Can my daughter tell you something?
Yeah, of course.
You want us to write your name or our name on that thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
come
sure,
on
we'll
down
do
here.
that. Yeah, sure.
We have no boundaries when it comes to children, so get down here. If an adult stood up and asked that, we would be like, no, it's not about you. But it's okay. I was just gonna add about the parent relationship stuff or whatever too, like that my mom over dinner last night said she liked having us in the house. We were allowed to like have sleepovers with like 25 girls, like she didn't care. She wanted us to be in the house. She was like, as long as you were in the house, I knew what you were doing, I knew what you were up to, so that's the key to a good relationship. Oh, you are adorable.
How's it going?
Actually, she's named Tegan.
Sure, her name is Tegan?
That's how we know about you.
Oh my God, like someone was like, have you heard of the band Tegan and Sara?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Her,
I usually just meet people whose cats are named Tegan, but that's great.
like the area of Dr. B champion.
Right,
Yeah.
Tegan and Sarah separately at different times were the assistants on Doctor Who. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So weird to say my name to you. Tegan's giving. It's kind of boring. She just said yes. It's really nice to meet you guys. Thanks for being here. Give everybody a wave so they can all see you. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take a question from the back. There's like someone going like this, back and forth.
Yell at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you. Yeah.
Okay, so I kind of have three. You can answer one or none or all. What up to you?
Okay.
Just curious, what do you have for dinner here? Could you maybe speak to the title of the album a little bit? I don't know if I'm pulling too much of my own experience into it, but is Get Along, from your press kits, are obviously very literal, but maybe does it have another, like, get along? Is it a new phase, a new chapter, a new, like, move along, get along, like, moving forward? And then, do you know of, have you worked with, and if you have not, why, Yellowbird in Montreal, the nonprofit?
Thank you. Those were three.
One or all three?
Oh, that's great. I have not had dinner yet. I'm gonna have it during the next screening.
I recommend Holiday Cheer, Shiner, it's really good.
Okay. Thank you. Is that a drink? It's probably gonna have a lot of those for dinner. Yeah. Sarah, someone wants to fight. Oh. Sarah doesn't, she's not allowed to drink, we took her license away, but
Not allowed to accept things from strangers.
she's unruly. The second thing, well, the title came from the third movie for the most part. I say in the movie, for the most part, we get along, and that just kind of stuck with us, and I think it's literal, like, we get along a lot better, for the most part, and then, yeah, it was, I mean, Sarah and I see this sort of as the end of an era. I mean, we're starting fresh, we have a new record deal, we have a whole new batch of songs and a completely different perspective, and we're really challenging ourselves to change just about everything about Tegan and Sara. You know, we're in our 30s now, and everybody told us that we would feel this way, and I rejected it. I was like, no, I will not feel different at 30. I will not change. Nothing will change about me. I will continue to be me. And then, as I hit 30, I realized like I did have a really different perspective on the world, and my songwriting has really changed. And so, when we were putting together this DVD, we were thinking about it as sort of like a goodbye to the 2001 to 2010 time period. So. And I think that there was definitely something about motion in the title and motion in the movies. I hope that translated, that we're moving forward and we're hopefully done looking back and looking forward. So, and then the Yellowbird Project. The Yellowbird Project, we did do a shirt for Yellowbird actually. Emmy Story, our wonderfully talented art director and designer, who we have used for like the last 9 years, she designed a shirt for them, and you can look for it online and buy it. But it's a great project, so you should definitely, all of you should check it out. So it's really awesome. So thank you very much. That's great. Okay.
Right down here up front. Yeah. Go to town.
Sarah's playing favorites down here.
Yeah. Do it.
Deal with criticism and like.
Are you criticizing us right now?
There's a lot of like, which twin is better, or like some kind
Is that true? There's like it's like bar graphs. You can vote which one is better, and one just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Heard about this. There's some polling going on online.
How do you deal with like sibling rivalry in that sense, and then like also criticism from? And I would like to, the offers on the table since we haven't had dinner. We're all going to dinner. I know we are. So
How generous of you. Thank you for your question and for your dinner offer. Here's the truth. Criticism has always brought us closer together and never really made us feel further apart. If someone talks negatively about Tegan, I want to tear their throat area. And I struggle with, specifically, I think it's, the easiest way to answer your question is that I think criticism is terrific, and I think that it's very challenging to take any sort of criticism or critique. We're in the middle of writing songs right now for our new record, and we've really opened up the safe space to a lot of people that we normally wouldn't ask for feedback from because we want to challenge ourselves, and it's so hard to get criticism, but when it
Feels really bad.
It's really upsetting, but it's necessary, and like in anything in the world, I think to get better, you have to be able to sort of tear down what you do and then rebuild it back. And so when it's criticism or critique that seems like it's aimed to make something better about us, we're all for it. And but it's so interesting because fan criticism, people who express love for our band, but then also can be incredibly critical and mean, and unnecessarily probably mean about us personally. That to me was something that started almost immediately as soon as we got fans, like whatever that really means. Like as soon as Tegan and I started performing publicly, as early as 1999, whenever we got the internet, we had an email address. And I remember as early as the late 90s, people would write us, I saw your video at 3 a.m. on MTV, and I hate you, and I wish you were dead, and you were so horrible. And we would be like, who the hell on this internet, which took 7 years to just email one email, it would be like, and they'd be like, wait, to see what Tegan and Sara think about my email. It's just unbelievable to me that people would do that. But they did, right from the beginning, before we ever had a fan or a record deal or anything. It felt like there was already people that are gonna tear you down.
Not often.
No, but it would happen. It would happen, and we would just be like, "Oh God, this person thinks we're." And then it was like soon after that, we were like, "Never look at that kind of shit." If somebody
Mom
writes
just
that-
forwarded me something the other day, and it said, "What people say about you is none of your business." And I think that's how we look
It's
at it.
true,
Is like those
yeah.
fan pages are friends.